And we are back. Welcome to my predictions for the round of 16 in the Champions League. You'll notice I've done a little bit of a difference with the graphic on your screen. Rather than showing you the teams that are left, I thought I'd show you all the teams that have also been knocked out. Just as a constant reminder to myself that Manchester United flopped this incredibly badly, but also so you guys can get a better understanding of where we've come from to get to this round of 16. Now, originally, I was going to split this over two videos, one today and one tomorrow. However, I completely forgot that UEFA are completely money-bagging so-and-sos, and I generally thought it was 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow. But no, they're dragging this out over 4 weeks. So it's 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, another 4 games next week, and then the second leg's the following 2 weeks after, with all the Europa League extra round snuck in between. So this is just going to be one video covering all 4 fixtures taking place this week. The only other thing to note is that, as I mentioned in my Premier League predictions video on Friday last week, I'm currently away in Belgium, having a little trip away. So it is actually still Friday for me as I'm talking right now. So I have no idea what happened with any of these teams over the weekend. So say Haaland got injured for City, Kane got injured for Bayern, etc. I'm not taking any of that into consideration when it comes to these matches. I'm assuming everyone is still in the same sort of position they were in going into the weekend. So that's the little caveats we've got going into this. As always, drop a like on this video if you enjoy my predictions series, and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. The return of everyone's favourite video, the Europa League and Europa Conference League predictions, return on Thursday, where I will be back in person to do that video properly. And let's get straight into it. We got 4 games to talk about today. And yeah, the Champions League is back. Let's see if any more drama is going to be thrown up. And we will start off with the 2 games taking place today. Those are, of course, Copenhagen and Manchester City, and RB Leipzig and Real Madrid. Now, Copenhagen, of course, one of the teams that knocked Manchester United out of the Champions League. So they can't be that bad, right? I mean, surely. The one thing I would say in their favour is their home record is very good. They are very, very solid when it comes to home performances. And that is true of the game against Manchester United, but also the games against Galatasaray and Bayern Munich. It is definitely worth noting how good Copenhagen are at home. However, domestically this season has not gone as well as you normally expect from Copenhagen. So, you know, I can't really see them hurting Manchester City in either leg. They might be able to restrict them a little bit this evening, but I think certainly when we get to the reverse fixture in a couple of weeks' time, Manchester City will inevitably end up winning. As for tonight, though, I'm just going to go for a bog-standard 2-0 win to Manchester City. I don't see Copenhagen laying a glove on them and going the other way, but Manchester City, I think they'll struggle to get that first goal. They'll probably end up getting a second, and that'll do for them on the night. And like I say, in a couple of weeks' time, they'll probably end up beating them quite easily. The other game taking place this evening is a little bit more interesting, though. Leipzig against Real Madrid. The one thing that I can guarantee from this match, he says, is goals. Both of these sides are very often involved in very high-scoring games, particularly Leipzig. You look at their Bundesliga record this season, the amount of goals that go in their matches is unbelievable. And Real Madrid, of course, very, very free-scoring themselves. So this could be an interesting one. Not to mention the fact that these sides have actually played recently. They were in the group stages with each other last season. So we have got a little bit of stuff to go on when it comes to this fixture. It was both home wins last time out. Leipzig, I think, won 3-2 in the home game, and then Madrid won a little bit more comfortably in the game at the Bernabeu. So it's a lot of things to consider in this one. However, I think Real Madrid are building up towards something at the moment. As I said, I've not seen what happened at the weekend in that massive game between Real Madrid and Girona. So that may be playing some sort of part in the momentum going into this game, especially if Real Madrid didn't get the win in that one. But overall, I still expect Madrid to come out on top. But like I said, it's going to be high scoring. I'm going to go for 3-2 to Real. On to Wednesday then, we start off with Lazio and Bayern Munich. And this is probably as easy as the Man City-Copenhagen game, to be honest with you. Lazio are really not playing well this season. They obviously achieved something good to get through this group, although Feyenoord and Celtic were certainly not the strongest opposition for Lazio to come up against. So they've done well to get to this position. However, against the Bayern Munich side that, albeit hasn't been performing at the absolute best in the Bundesliga this season, has performed very well in the Champions League so far. And over the last few weeks, again, I don't know what happened at the weekend, but certainly over the last couple of weeks, they have been very strong in the Bundesliga. And again, a massive game for them against Bayer Leverkusen has just taken place. Have they ended Bayer Leverkusen's unbeaten run? I'm sure you guys will all know going into this, but I obviously don't. But regardless, I think Bayern win this. I'm going to go for 3-1. This is that sort of round in the Champions League where you always expect the team that won the group to then win the knockout round. And obviously that's why UEFA always have it. So the team that tops the group has the away leg first, because that way it just improves the tension of then, oh, there could be an upset in the first leg before inevitably the stronger side wins in the second leg at home. But, you know, I'm on to you, UEFA. I know what you're doing. So, again, I just think Bayern win this one fairly comfortably. Contradictory to everything I've just said, though, regarding top group and second of the group, the final fixture is between PSG and Real Sociedad. Sociedad winning the group that had Inter Milan in it, and PSG coming runners-up in the group of death with Dortmund, AC Milan, and Newcastle. Now, both these sides, I think, are playing very good football, considering where they are. I think PSG have certainly improved again over the last few weeks. Their performances in France, as you would expect, have been incredibly dominant, but a little bit more consistent and a little bit more concise in how they've been performing. Sociedad are just doing what Sociedad do best, which is dig in, grind out good performances, and then try and pick their opponents off as and when they get the opportunity. Now, they've actually had, again, going into the weekend, 3 0-0 draws in a row, Real Sociedad. Again, no idea what happened at the weekend, but 3 0-0 draws in a row going into the weekend fixtures and then obviously this game against PSG. They're going to be really hard to break down. They're going to be looking for a 0-0 or maybe like a 1-goal defeat. So a 1-0, 2-1 to PSG. Obviously, if they can get a 1-1 draw or even sneak a win, absolutely ideal for them. But they're going to be going in with that defensive mindset. To be honest, I think it's a little bit disappointing that away goals have been removed because I think they added that little element of drama and it would have given Real Sociedad something to strive for in this fixture if away goals were still a thing. But I think without away goals, like I say, they're going to play for a 0-0, maybe try and sneak a 1-0 if they can, or at worst case, which is what I'm going to actually go for, a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain, which would set them up quite nicely for that home leg in 2 weeks' time. I think it's going to be a very tough fixture for PSG. Sociedad are very well organised and they will put up a hell of a defensive effort. And we've already seen how hard it is for PSG when they come up against defensive sides so far this season. But that is going to be it for my predictions for the Champions League this week. As always, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you back live and in the flesh on Thursday morning for my Europa League and Europa Conference League predictions. I'll see you there.